Hello, 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 everybody! Welcome back for another night of VCS action. My name is Everyday. With me, the man with the brain, Yulwei. How are we tonight?
Hello. It's early morning. Actually, not as early as before, but feels the same. Of course, I got dropped. 1 hour was taken from me.
Oh no,
So suddenly it's 10 a.m., but it feels like 9 a.m. So
my
still
heart goes out
kind
to
of
you.
tired.
But on to things that other people care about rather than just our sleep schedules. We do have 2 series of League of Legends for you tonight. And, well, we've had some hype series this week. We've had some very, very important series for playoffs. Now we've got
Yep.
FTV and VGA's games. But
Well,
one of them
they
does
have to
matter.
play as well, right?
Yeah.
They
The
have to
first
play.
one does matter. If EVOS was to lose it, it'd be a big deal.
Yeah, it's actually a very happy day for the organization of FTV, not because of standing implications, because they are sadly locked into 7th or 8th place, so they are locked into relegation, but they are now experiencing, for just today, the biggest storm of fans they've ever experienced. Everyone is now an FTV fan. Cerberus fans are FTV fans, Secret fans are FTV fans, DBL fans are also FTV fans. Everyone today is an FTV fan. And EVOS is here to destroy all the hopes and dreams of all these many fans.
Yeah, EVOS could potentially be the most hated team in the league if they just get a clean 2-0 today. I think that is pretty likely, though. It actually saw on the standings there. I know the stream didn't, but we're looking at the main stream. EVOS is actually in third at the moment. That's how bad
Yeah.
Secret's been playing.
And especially because EVOS still has this game here, which is, of course, the 12th game scheduled for them, the 12th series, which they should win against FTV, while all the other playoff contenders for 4th and 3rd place all played 12 games already. So EVOS is ahead of the curve, ahead of schedule, and already in 3rd place. So today they can solidify their position at 3rd place. And 7 series victories should bring you to at least a tiebreaker. Well, we don't really play tiebreakers here. It's the ties are broken through a head-to-head game score, and then the third category is one of my favorites. It's game length. So
genuinely the worst way to break a tie in existence.
Yeah, so they really don't want to play tiebreaker games, which is kind of understandable in a best of 3 season. It doesn't really happen too often, honestly. Anyway, with a game score being different. So my preferred way to break ties is if you would want to avoid those, is maybe 1 games. If you're going by games, if even the game score is even, then just break the tie with 1 games. But should be fine for EVOS. And today, a 2-0 might actually go a long way for them in terms of game score difference. Yeah, right now their game score is not looking too great. They're actually on one of the worst game scores, even though they're ahead of the curve in terms of serious victories.
Yeah, you're very, very right. But we are going thick and fast into champion select here. But one is in. Hero.
Once again.
I have no idea where Hero is. What's going on with him? Or TH.
He played 1 game in the last series, right? He played the middle game, lost, and then was subbed out again. So
exactly.
Seems like EVOS is now trusting but 1 again.
Which, power to him, I guess. And on the side of FTV, Froggy's not in.
Oh no! Why did I predict a game for FTV?
I don't
please
know.
take Froggy in.
I don't understand. This is not FTV's best 5. Victory is not in this team's best 5 players. Rika should be in the top lane. Froggy should be in the mid lane. FTV, I mean, their whole split has been hard to watch. But what's even harder to watch is them picking the players that are just wrong. And now they've given over Aphelios. What can they get in trade?
Oh, Kalista Aphelios trade is something we see a lot on this patch.
Police I'm quite Kalista.
Yeah, he is. And enables a very strong laning phase as well for Police and his support, who once again today is One Ground, right? Yeah, there we go. One Ground, the best name in the VCS. Yeah. So Aphelios first pick surprised me a little bit. I expected the Renekton first pick for EVOS because But1 is our Renekton specialist. He of course can still be picked up here.
Yeah, he's completely done, I think.
Would like to see a change though. Of course, I'm not the biggest Renekton fan, so happy if he's not picked up. I kind of expect But1 to go back to the Crocodile.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. He hasn't really shown any decent performances on anything else, so definitely hoping for FTV's sake. Sorry, for EVOS's sake. They do pick up the Renekton, and there it is. You predicted it very correctly, my good friend, as that has been locked in.
Honestly, not hard with Bud 1. Here's
It's
one
not,
champ you
but
can
hey.
play.
Hey, dude, just take your props. You look smart.
On the hover.
Ooh, there
Interesting.
is the Ord Hover. You're dead right. Could be interesting.
Okay.
That'd probably be going up to Rika, obviously.
Yeah. And he's a good tank player for most of the time. Of course, his best champ, his specialty is the Poppy, but he should be able to also pilot the On to good level. Now, this FTV comp needs a little bit more punch. They need a little bit more damage in either mid or support position, probably mid lane, of course.
Yep.
So I'd like to see a little bit of a control mage that can contribute a little more damage for victory. Maybe can stay safe as well on lane. Something like Rice comes to mind. Something like Oriana, even safer than Rice. Or Azir, he even has a dash. So yeah, one of the three would be good for the comp for FTV.
Yep.
Not sure if they want to go for that because honestly, they don't play for anything here.
I'm surprised.
We touched on that before. They are locked in, so it's not a troll comp. That's a little bit surprising. I was getting ready for the Rebel comp today, or the 6 chrono, 5 chrono.
You could let the FTV have 6; they'd probably still lose. No, FTV. I mean, look, we all want a little bit of a shit show comp, a little bit of a shit show game, because, yeah, this game is literally meaningless for FTV. They are going to relegation. It's mathematically impossible to change that. But this is still practice, right? I don't blame them for wanting to practice and make sure that they can get back into the league. As we do, let's have a look at the EVOS comp though, because it is about to be rounded out. What would you like, before they lock it in, what would you like them to finish it out with for their mid lane?
So I like this bomb already. It's mid lane as well. Another control mage, Oriana, would fit. Yep, there we go. Nice. That feels great. Holy.
You are
3 seconds before they lock it in.
About a couple of seconds ahead of us, just by the way. So you might just pause for a second.
My prediction was still before they hovered.
Your prediction was well before they hovered on our screen, but I believe you it was before it on your screen as well. Very well predicted. You are good at this.
Wow, that is that's a Kalista top. Huh.
Wait, no, it's Kalista Senna bot.
It's either Kalista Senna bot or Senna Braum bot.
Well, Senna and Braum are on opposite teams.
On, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, on.
Yeah, it's Kalista
both
Senna,
are possible.
I think.
Looks like it's Kalista Senna. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe could actually send police in the top lane and Rika into bot lane.
Yeah, you
don't really expect that to happen if you look at summoner spells though. One ground with barrier. You don't usually go barrier in a lane where you play alongside the tank. Usually it's heal for the Senna. So wow, this is an interesting change. And of course, a lot of people have talked about abusing Braum, because Braum is not the strongest laner, doesn't really do a lot, doesn't really threaten you if he's not alongside Lucian on the laning phase. So just pick something that can outscale the Braum, farm up damage, farm up the support item. And this is a Senna that is actually played support by the support player. We have not seen that in a long time.
I mean, to be fair, I think it will still be built. I don't think it'll be built support.
Right. Yeah, of course.
It'll still be essentially the fasting Senna. I mean, this is...
Now we really need to make a difference. Need to establish a difference between fasting Senna and support Senna, because I think the only real difference between the two is that the support player is playing support Senna now. So I think this is support Senna, not fasting Senna. Although I just don't like the term fasting Senna in the first place, because it's just support Senna played by the ADC. But
I think the difference maker is what it's paired with. If it's paired with a support, then I like fasting Senna. But in this situation, which it's not paired with a support champion, probably just call it support Senna. But it still will be a damage and a carry threat later on. And as you pointed out, it should be very, very easy to lane into the Braum. with the Callista and the Senna. I don't think there's much EVOS can do down there, but should Sorn head down there, they don't have much bulk to resist a gank.
Well, pre-level 6, he could definitely make an attempt there. He is on blue side, which is a little annoying for him. I think he would have liked to be on red side against this bot lane to be able to have another gank path available to him. Ganking this red side bot lane will not be too easy. Braum pretty much has to land Q on Senna to then enable the CC lockdown on her. I don't think you can really look to kill Callista. Maybe if you flash on top of her and then apply your CC, because once there's a stack on her, she's actually easy to walk down, right? You only need auto attacks, but applying the stack is the problem here. If Police is on top of his game, he can flash the Braum flash Q, he can hop away and dodge from all the other Qs that are thrown at him, so yeah, I think Senna is more of the target, and then you have to deal with Flash and Barrier on her side. So it's not an easy gang, but maybe you want to prevent the snowball here.
Yeah, so if you think bot lane's not the easy gank, which I do agree with your reasoning on, where should Sorn be going?
So whenever you pick on a Renekton in the top lane, you kind of look at accelerating him, right? We have Grasp on Rika, so it's actually quite easy to dive him, and especially early. Renekton can heal up the turret aggro. It's kind of like a turret aggro reset. Not quite, of course, not quite flat levels, not quite elite levels, but he's very good at diving. Has easy to land point-and-click CC as well. Yep. So I think Renekton together with Aftershock, Sejuani have a lot of dive potential as well. So that's one line I expect them to go. Maybe a little later when they've accrued a little bit more HP across the two of them. So they have a little bit more to work with when it comes to diving. Other than that, a face rush Syndra should not be too easy to gank. That's actually a very interesting adaptation for Victory. Very scared in the mid lane. Face rush Syndra? That is...
Yeah, that's okay. Very
Face rush got buffed in the next patch, but I guess he played it on the solo queue and then realized, okay, even on the non-buffed version, I still like it, so I'll play it on this competitive match in 10-5, even though it's not quite the stronger version of Face Rush. So that's the first change coming in.
I mean,
wow.
Wow, that is not a good trade there for But1. He got absolutely trucked by Ornn. Ooh, actually in quite a bit of trouble as Rika's chasing him down, but there's the slice. That's not how a Renekton lane's meant.
Rika could have tried to force a flash trade here. I think that would have been valuable, honestly, because it's way easier to react to slice W than to flash W. And you have CC immunity on Ornn, so whenever you see him approaching overly aggressive and trying to go slice W, you can just press your W and avoid the CC, while flash W is almost unavoidable. So I would have liked to see the flash. Yeah, maybe not something you are too used to, not something you have thought about before. So it's quite hard to do that in the heat of the moment, right? You're not really used to using a flash this weird way where you just force the trade. But it would have actually been an interesting idea to do for Rika.
Rika's caught in the enemy jungle here. He's just going to take some damage, but they know exactly where he is as the stream quality nukes itself. I do apologize.
Yep, same here.
Fix that up. Good. It wasn't just me, but hopefully we'll get it fixed momentarily. There we go. Fixed. We're back to high quality League of Legends, at least in terms of picture quality. But let's kind of do, while we have a slow early game, not something we often get in the VCS, let's do a scaling check-in. Who is happy with this game being slow?
Oh, wow, this is actually not an easy game to assess. We have Ornn on one side, but not really the hyper carry in either mid or bot lane alongside him. So even though he accelerates scaling in the long run, I think the backline of Orianna Aphelios is still superior. They have a lot of damage on. It's actually very hard to say. I think front to back team fighting, EVOS is favorite. They have a very easy to execute team composition. One ADC, one APC, a very peel heavy support, and two facilitators and tanks that dive into the backline. So I think front to back, EVOS should be favored, especially on 3 items onwards, where on items kind of get less relevant. On 2 items, I think FTV should have the advantage because of on items being a warping the scaling advantage. And then FTV also has a little bit of a chance to just overwhelm the enemy team with pure damage, especially if bot lane gets ahead. Because if Senna can contribute like a normal ADC, or like a fasting Senna, suddenly they have 2 ADCs in their comp. So yeah, that's another interesting thing to look at. But I think overall, EVOS should be favored at, let's say, 27, 30 minutes, and then onwards.
Yep, that makes some sense to me. And it kind of, I think...
Ooh. Victory?
Ooh, okay. You are very far ahead of me, my friend.
You reset the stream, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't reset it. I just upped the quality. Sorn is going in onto victory here. Has landed 3 stacks of that passive, but the phase rush coming in clutch there, and he gets away.
It's zooming Syndra. She's zooming around.
Yeah.
Laced her shoes very tightly. So that's nice to see. I'm not quite sure what the Syndra is trying to accomplish with Phase Rush. I guess it's safe Syndra. I'm not sure why safe Syndra is a thing. But yeah, it's good to see Victory not die in lane, I guess.
That's refreshing. I think it might be... FTV might be backing themselves as the scaling comp here. I mean, I know I agree with your analysis that if it actually goes super late, I think EVOS is favored. But at a very cursory glance, if you didn't think... you'd actually back FTV, right? Senna scales, Ornn items, Syndra's pretty good late. Maybe they didn't think it through, and he's just saying, well, if I just don't die in lane and we play this game for 40 minutes, we'll win.
Yeah, it's not like they don't have any chances, right?
No,
they need to come up with some interesting ideas to play team fights, because I think front to back is not the way to go for them. Mm-hmm. They just don't really have the backline damage to... especially DPS, they have a lot of burst, of course, right? Syndra is burst. Senna is a little bit more bursty than DPS, in especially in full support. So, yeah, DPS battle, I think, goes over to EVOS. But if they can make the fights around weird choke points, where it's more about burst, more about CC layering, then FTV can still win late game team fights. And maybe that's the plan, and then they've identified how to win this game. That would be very nice to see for them. Oh, 1 ground going in.
Yeah, 1 ground is approaching. He's going very, very deep here, getting at the suck out of Parquet and the W. Victory's here. The Ornn horn's being used to try and find him, but a good sidestep by Parquet. Can they find a way out? Here's the turn, and FTV is caught in the middle of EVOS. There's the first kill coming in for DivKid. Can they get anything done here? It's not looking good for FTV. Sorn getting a little bit low. But there's the flash over to stop the blast cone. Rika will pick one up onto Sorn, but he goes down. 2 for 1 in the end. Favor of EVOS.
I need to see the blast cone again. What? I
think the Ornn might have used his Bellows Breath.
But he flashed on top of the blast cone. Rika flashed.
Wait for the replay.
What?
As FTV, though...
I'm super confused.
FTV come out a kill down, but with the health bar and positioning advantage, they get the Rift Herald. So I actually think they come out on top here.
Depends. Rift Herald is... needs to also then pay off in terms of platings. So right now they are 600 gold behind.
But one is a little bit caught out here. He's going to take a fair bit of damage. Surprised they're not instant dropping the Rift Herald here.
Yeah, that's honestly pretty surprising, especially because they spot Aphelios in bot lane. So this should have been an easy 2 plates for the bot lane. Now, of course, in the top lane, Australia lanes for FTV. But I guess they want to wait. Yeah, that's a curious decision. But I want to see the replay on the BlastCon especially. FTV thought they had the jump, and 1 ground was the first there, but he's still level 5 Senna, so he couldn't actually win the fight on his own, of course. Yeah. Let's look at this again. He's trying... Oh, Park is super low on mana, but he gets the blue buff, so that's super crucial for him to be able to impact the fight again. On ult doesn't land, so Park is out, but he can now try to impact from behind, and not enough damage for Victory to lock down the kill. So let's focus on what happened to Rika here. Rika goes... he's not in vision.
No, it wasn't. But one flashed first.
Yeah, but one got the blast cone.
Yeah.
And Rika flashed there to get the blast cone, I think. Yeah, and then he was kind of stuck. He didn't really get knocked back either, so
I think he
a little bit of
arrived
strange
just
interaction
after
there.
the blast cone landed.
Yeah,
Sorn whips an ult out and misses it. You are still just a few seconds ahead of me, my friend. I need to pause for like 3 seconds.
Well, apologies.
All right.
So,
yeah,
still, the Rifthold is still available, and they are. Kurko is making his way up to the top lane. That's an interesting adaptation. So we often talk about Rifthold and how it's been utilized. Of course, if you use Rifthold for the last 2 plates, it actually gets the most amount of value.
Yep.
So a smart macro play. It didn't look like a smart macro play in the beginning. It was looking like FTV was just kind of giving away the Rifthold advantage, but in the end, they actually managed to get all the plates in the top lane because of the pressure on the bot lane, and Rifthold came in for the last 2. So very smart play for FTV. They give up the dragon on the bot side, but are now at a 600 gold advantage.
Yeah, and that dragon doesn't really matter because it was the second dragon, but it was EVOS's first. There's no dragon snowball really. We've gone on to the mountain rift, just by the way. Which definitely makes scaling interesting, but we'll talk about that when it becomes a bit more relevant. We're a long way away from that. What I wanted to make is that oftentimes the thing that happens with Herald is that it's good, but it's not that good because you tend to just, like, yeah, maybe you get 3 plates out of it, but the other team just trades it for 2. So, cool, you profited 1 plate. Congrats. In this situation, there's no plates that have been taken anywhere on the map for EVOS.
Yep.
They are, like, the gold difference purely from tower plates is absolutely massive in favor of FTV. That said, despite that, they're still only up about 700 gold.
I mean, there's still the kill behind, right? So that's why I also was hesitating on calling the Rifthold trade positive for FTV, because most of the time I'd say kill and assist is more valuable than a Rifthold. If you're not immediately able to convert Rifthold in the first tower, which of course FTV was now, so I have to eat my words a little bit. I didn't think they would be able to get a full first turret, which of course is a value. The value is way higher than just 1 kill. So nicely done for FTV. I really liked how they played the last 2 minutes and just stuck their bot lane into the top side. But never mind me. Here's a 3-on-3.
Yep, B will be the one caught out by the center W. Teleport being called, and EVOS is just going to back off.
Okay, another teleport.
The Rage Cage. That will be another teleport, but the Ornn ult is eaten by Braum, and now it's looking a little bit awkward as no one really has a way in. There's no Sejuani ult. Yeah, everyone's just backing off after the Ornn engage was stuffed. And all
bot lane party.
9 members came to the bot lane, and no one.
I'm pretty sure parties are banned right now. So
yeah, it's true. That's a bad example there from these 2 teams. Not
absolutely
practicing social distancing.
Yeah, I think they were not intending for there to be more than 2 players at the same time alive. So I guess the intention was not bad, but in the end, it's 8 players on bot lane. So that's not good. That's not good. Please protect yourself and others.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you give them the coronavirus if you kill them right after.
Yeah,
that's true. They can't spread it when they're dead. But in this just short period of time that we've been talking, the gold lead's actually shrunk even more. It was at about like 700, 800 gold. It's now down to 300, which is pretty meaningless at this point.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
So FTV, despite a few very positive passages of play, which we don't often say about FTV, so I'm happy to be saying it.
Yeah,
it hasn't amounted to anything.
It's not like they need a big gold lead. So this is not a comp where you have to go like, they need to be 5k ahead to have a chance at winning here at 20 minutes. No, that's not the case. They still have Ornn. Ornn is still scaling up. You're still waiting for 2 items. I think that's the strongest. Why did he not last at that one? That was strange. Whatever. So I think 2 items and Ornn completed is the strongest point in game relative to the enemy comp. So there's still time for FTV. They're actually fine just farming up to 2 items and then forcing fight. We have 1 upgradable item for Ornn already. Ghostblade might be built for 1 ground. I'm struggling to see an early Ornn item upgrade for Victory because he didn't go for Ludens. So that's maybe a little bit of disconnect there.
He might wait and be the last one to get upgraded and upgrade a Rabadon's.
Yeah. possible. Rabadon's actually an item we don't really see too often on the Syndra and Pro Play. Pro Play Syndra almost always goes for immediate spikes. So the cheapest possible items with the most outcome. Oh, wow. Kuroko gets
Shockwave
caught.
being used in the mid lane here. Police flashed it. Kuroko was caught, but he doesn't mind. So a Shockwave being traded for a flash. That is a positive trade here for EVOS, and it might come into play at this dragon fight. If there's a
20
fight
seconds
for it.
to the
There's
dragon.
No real need.
Oh, Thorn, where are you going?
Thorn is in the middle of nowhere, the wrong side of the tracks.
Oh,
he's
and
hit
flash.
by the ram and then flashes. So an ADC flash is down for FTV, but a jungler flash is down for EVOS.
Yeah, the ADC for FTV still has a lot of hops to work with, so should be an advantage. This should honestly be FTV taking the dragon. Thorn, if he goes over here alone, he's just going to die. But instead, they're just trying to force the team fight.
They're just going to kill Kuroko, and they do get the dragon. It was stolen away there by Parquet. Kuroko did not have the smite, or he had the smite, but didn't get it right. Disaster.
Yeah.
They lose.
That's a big problem. Also now inside track and mid lane might just also snowball into mid lane because inside track for EVOS, of course. Maybe not quite enough. Oh, there's another patch.
Oh, and here we go. This is going to be an easy peasy kill. You can't phase rush out of that one, Victory. And he goes down pretty much for free. Just use the
one ground. Careful,
One ground has to be very careful. The slow's coming out, but he will manage to slink away. Mid lane tower down. And we wanted to say that FTV was looking safe early, but they've FTV'd it.
Yeah. In the end, they still like to int here and there. That was unnecessary. I think Kuroko shouldn't have. His positioning on Dragon was a little questionable. I think he was too keen on blocking enemy skill shots and didn't account for the fact that the skill shots will actually kill you if you stand in all of them.
Yeah.
So I think 2 ults and at least a little bit of damage from W for Thorn and also the QW combo for Parquet hit him. He just took it there for no reason. He could have stood at the other side of the dragon, would have made the job for Thorn easier to steal it, but in the end, it's only one dragon. So if Thorn goes in, you can probably kill him, especially if you're staying behind dragon and he doesn't have a flash available. He has to use Q. You can lock it down. Easy kill for you. Go for dragon trade. Okay, and you still have a 50% chance to actually get the dragon as well. While I say that I look at the levels, maybe it's more like a 40% chance because he's 2 levels down now. So
it will be mid lanes opened up for both sides, but Thorn is here, and there's the Sejuani ult landing straight onto Victory. No. He'll be going immediately down. Can they find anything more? Rika flashes away. They're actually focusing the Ornn here, which means Kuroko's been able to come in.
Stun.
But, good stun there. Rika not able to redirect that Ornn ram. But one has arrived. Can he get onto Kuroko? He can. Needs one more auto attack, but he'll just run him down with the Dominus. On the other side there, Rika is dead. One ground is trying to find a way out. Police is already out. Disaster.
Every day, why do I have to watch but one play in this league?
Hey, they're winning.
Please, take him out.
This is you with your bloody pessimism. They're winning. Give him a break.
He only plays that Renekton. He's not even a good Renekton. It's so depressing to watch. Okay, so he was now in a big lead. Yeah, I know. Let's look at the positives. Almost 4k gold lead for EVOS. They are looking very strong. He's 2-0-1 in the top lane. Sejuani is now 20 CS ahead, also 2-1-4. So very, very far ahead of the J4 and already the better scaling jungler when it comes to 5v5 team fights. So, well, this game is beginning to look like EVOS is just cleaning it up. Especially from ahead, this team, the scaling difference will matter a lot because Ornn is still not level 13. He's actually far away from that. So the original 2-item power spike I was talking about will not come true if Ornn actually never gets to level 13 or 14, where you can accelerate his team. Like if you arrive there at 3 items for everyone, then the spike is way less important.
Not really a spike at that point.
It's still a spike for Ornn, of course, because he gets the most valuable upgrades. But for his whole team, it's more like, okay, you are tanky now. But the enemy Aphelios is now on 3 items and can shred anyway. The enemy Sejuani is strong enough to tank you if you go to the back line. So, yeah,
Speaking
at that
of
point,
the Aphelios, he's on 2 items in 20 minutes.
Yep.
That is a scary, scary gun boy.
Can we see something like yesterday? Can we see 200 years of game development?
Oh, good God. That was... I don't want to see that again. Honestly.
That was amazing.
If you want to see proof that the nerfs haven't been enough to Aphelios, go watch the ending of the Gun series yesterday. Go watch the last 30 seconds of game.
Yeah, something happened there.
There was a happening. There was an event for sure, but it was in the past. And to be fair, Garm, I'm pretty sure Garm cheats. The only way that is. Let's talk about two teams that are definitely not cheating, and FTV is definitely not cheating. I'm just very clear. Garm doesn't cheat. People seem to. Anyway,
no, of course not. Maybe they're cheating when it comes to roster acquisition, but their play is not cheating. So
yeah, of course not. Be really clear. There's some people out there. But zoning back in, getting us back on track. How can FTV, is there ever going to be a point of power that puts them even or maybe slightly ahead of EVOS? Or is it kind of just doomed and they need the miracle fight?
Look at items. It honestly looks a little doomed right now. So first step is on reaching level 13. That's very important. Oh, get the souls. Yes. Nice. Wow. Kalista is not skilled to W at all. That is very strange. He played too much top lane Kalista. He forgot that bot lane Kalista actually profits a lot from W. That is a little, very, very weird. But whatever, let's go back to the discussion. On is now level 13. He's still not on 2 items, though. So even though he has now hit his... Oh, Parquet caught.
Parquet, a little bit caught. Kuriko coming forward very aggressively here, but Sorn is around to turn it around. There's the shockwave being used, pulling Kuriko back. Sorn is just not taking any damage here. He's been in the middle of 3 of them for 10 seconds, and it has not mattered. Div Kid completely flubbed that
but one on the flank.
Oh,
big crocodile.
Terrible, but here is the croc to make up for it all. He's taking a hell of a lot of damage. Needs to be a bit careful when he comes out. Police wants to get more spears. Spears in. Dawning Shadows is used. Huge knock-up. This could be the turnaround, but Police is dead. The turn is happening, but they don't have any more damage. Sorn needs to be damn careful, but one goes into the back line, cuts off that center's
HP bars are so low.
And it's all gone wrong. The HP bars are low, but there's no one to actually finish them off. Kuriko might get one, and he does, and he trades it for himself, and there is the ace.
This could actually prevent Baron.
Maybe? It could. Yeah,
I think so.
Okay,
actually prevent
Good job
Baron.
by Kuriko. Good job by Kuriko. The rest of FTV, not so much, because it's still a 5-for-1.
I was so close so many times in that fight. There were, I didn't count, but there was something like 15 spears across EVOS members. And right as he wanted to rant, he died. So a lot of potential damage lost for Police. Very unfortunate there. One ground impressed me a lot in this fight. He actually stayed alive for a long time, used his ult as a shield for himself, also applied a lot of damage. So nice Senna play. In the end, it's just not enough. They are lacking damage right now. And even though but one almost got bursted down at the start of the fight, used a very nice, very clutch stopwatch to stay alive and re-engage with the sustain of his Q, called the Meek. And, of course, Triumph, I think, as well. I think Triumph healed him there, which meant he was able to continue the fight and actually get the kill and the jump on one ground to finish off the fight with some nice kills.
Yep, 1 ground. Missing 2 of those 3 souls. We hate to see it. But he was busy just looking at the enemy team. He had something to do. So, this game, it's a little bit over. Let's be real. But we play best of 3s here in the VCS. So, we're not done with these 2 teams. Froggy's got to come in, right?
Yeah, I mean, Victory's back in, and he's once again 0-4. So I think everyone knows how the bread is buttered on the side of FTV. Froggy is now the main star.
Does FTV know where their bread's buttered? Because if they did, he'd be playing.
I guess that's true as well.
To be honest, they're their best players.
Yeah, they're not playing for anything here, so maybe they just want to give Victory another chance. It's enough of a chance now. Get out. We want to see Galio heal and Ghost again. 100% win rate, right? So
yeah,
let's go.
Actually, let's go. I don't know if the heel Ghost made it look good or if Froggy's just a damn good Galio player, but who knows? And we do
Exciting
have...
W buff, by the way, next patch.
Yeah, that's
Not
very
sure if
true.
you checked those, but
Yeah, I did the max
oh,
health
B is
shield.
a little bit caught here.
Yeah, B
might
is
actually
zoning.
go
He
down.
should be able to hop over the wall if he needs to, but he's going to just go in instead.
Oh,
The Glacial
please.
Fisher
Oh,
is
no.
used. The Fate's Call comes in. Both of those ADCs are dead. On the backside, Kuroko's doing his best onto
It's a
Div
slaughter.
but he just does not have the damage to kill this Aphelios. He will run forward. That is 3 members of FTV dead. And EVOS says, nice try, lads, but can we take our Baron now?
Well, this is another game where in solo queue would just press FF, especially after this fight. This was maybe the last-ditch effort to prevent Baron from happening, maybe to get back. If you get the jump on Divkid, there's a chance to win. But honestly, yeah, this game. Look at the Dragons as well. 40 seconds to Mountain Soul. 3 Mountain Drakes for a team with Renekton, Sejuani, Braum. Who's going to kill them? No one. Absolutely no one.
Yeah.
Dominant game, honestly. More dominant than I expected it to be. EVO's looking strong, and EVO's looking like the 3rd best team right now, so they're earning their spot.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely don't think EVOS have just been gifted, but let's have a look at this fight. B was just zoning. He knows they can't kill him.
This ult is super important because, of course, Kalista struggles against slows, and she's standing on top of one of the biggest slow fields in the game, so she can't move, but one immediately moves in to get the kill, so nicely done. Good communication between the two. And the rest was just a little bit of a slaughter, so not too interesting to talk about. Everyone just died in the back line. There's not enough damage. On the other side has plenty of damage. So, yeah. I mean, FTV needs to contest this dragon, but there's no way they win the fight. So.
Well, EVOS is going to make sure they can't. Sorn whips his ult in, but one's on the flank. Can they actually find a way in here? They've kind of used all of their engage, so I think FTV might just back off.
But now, the dragon's just free.
Exactly. Like, cool, they didn't get any kills, but FTV, you got to come in if you want to stop the soul. I don't think they're going to be able to. The dragon
Kuroko, what are you? No! Kuroko!
Kuroko comes in. He goes for the rage cage. It doesn't do anything. That's the first kill already. Mountain Soul was secured. B takes a little bit of damage, but he's like, oh, there's the Infernal. Parquet's here. He's going to come in. The Shockwave is a sombrero.
No.
For sure, victory very, very low. They've left Rika in the back line to get cleaned up by But1. One round gets exploded by the next round of spells from Parquet. Rika is still alive. But1 trying to hunt him down. Should be able to find him.
Can you do it?
No.
I think if you turned around a little earlier to prevent the Mountain Shield from coming back up, he would have had a chance there. Actually, the Mountain Shield gave 200 HP over to But1 again and turned the fight there. So maybe, but in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. EVOS has won this game 10 minutes ago, so now it's just a victory lap. We get to see all the Baron minions working on objectives, 2 inhibitors down. Very conservative here for EVOS not to go for the push. I guess it's the right decision. Objectively, they could have probably finished though. So
probably, but I think this is the safe decision. Well, EVOS, I mean, this game maybe doesn't matter so much it does matter for the standings. They do need to win this series to really lock playoffs. But
please, level W. What is going on? Please.
Why does he have no points in W?
I don't know.
Hey, there we go, finally.
So weird.
What?
At least put 1 in. That's a lot of extra magic damage.
It's also the little spooky boys. What?
Yeah, right. That's just strange. I don't understand why he didn't put any points. Maybe that's actually meta in bot lane. I have to check, but I would suspect not because
it's meta in top lane.
Of course, in solo lanes you don't need the W ever because what for? There's no
Oathsworn. Yeah.
Near you, so it doesn't make sense to skill W, but in bot lane there's one near you all the time, so it's very strange.
Yeah.
Sadly, this is the most interesting part of the game right now. So everything else is pretty much done. Look at Son. Son can probably tank both ADCs on the other side for a solid 15 seconds.
And they go for the last-ditch engage. The Ornhorn gets immediately braumed. That is sad to watch. Rika trying to get anything done. And Braum says no. Sorn is having a little bit of a dance on a ward. EVOS knows this one's over. I think FTV knows it as well. Just need to wait.
How many souls but one ground get? He actually collected a lot of those on screen. So
we can get him clicked on.
please show us the soul count. He actually deals a decent amount of damage. It's not enough, of course, to turn the game, but yeah, this support center honestly has worked out nicely. I don't think the support center was the problem here.
No, I don't know. I think One Ground's actually had a pretty good game overall. Would really love a soul count. Still clicked onto police, unfortunately. As EVOS, and you might be wondering why we're talking about things like this. EVOS is just very slowly sieging. They're going to wait for the slip up for FTV. They're just going to slowly poke a tower down. And then the game will end. This game is...
Yeah, and they don't really have any reason to rush. They 100% secured, 100% to kill to win this game, because they have Mountain Soul. Next big objectives come up in 1 minute and 2 minutes. So now they have all the inhibitors. That's perfect time to just reset if you can't push in all the ways right now. Reset, take Baron, take Elder Dragon, come with crawl all the minions into the base, and then just finish with super minions, double super minion waves on all 3 lanes with double super buffs. But you could also just finish here.
And they're just going to go for the engage. Sorn has found it onto victory. FTV, this is your last chance, and it's not a very good one, as Police is already dead, as is Rika, as is Kuriko.
Run, Senna, run.
Run, Senna, save your KDA. Get onto the fountain, and she does. She activates the spooky circle and gets away. And all of EVOS is setting up for a fountain.
The Wolves are looking at her. Oh, no.
I think they're going to let her live. And that will be EVOS taking game 1 in dominant fashion. Didn't really look like there was ever a chance. FTV.
Yeah, EVOS looking way strong. EVOS is such a weird team, because in our last few episodes of Every Way, we always talked about the playoff race, and EVOS was there, but we didn't really focus on EVOS because EVOS never was an interesting team to talk about. Cerberus beat all the other teams, and Cerberus was interesting. Then DBL came back in round 2 with 3-0 start. Like, oh wow, the search for Cerberus for DBL, they might actually be able to get to players. And EVOS, and the whole time went 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, just collecting wins, and suddenly they are in 3rd place. So 3rd place. No, not quite, of course. They need to win all of the second game as well, but it looks very nice.
Absolutely. So we do have to pick an MVP for game 1. Not super easy. There was a lot of very good plays. I think Sorn made a lot of good plays, set up a lot. Parquet was very good on the Orianna.
Sorn would be my gut reaction as well.
Yeah, Sorn's definitely my gut reaction, but are you getting swayed by anyone else? Or are we just going to give it to the jungler?
I think DivKid was very strong in team fights as well, but the game was not really decided in later team fights, so I think it's not quite fair to give it to DivKid. Solid performance from all the members, even but one, even though I hate to say that. But other than a few slip-ups here and there where he flashed for absolutely no reason, he had a solid game on Renekton, so probably staying in. Hero is struggling to get his starting spot back. But I'd say Sorn for now, but shout out to all the other members.
Okay, sure. So, with that pick, Sorn locked in for MVP, we will be back in about 5 minutes to see if EVOS can close it out or if FTV will fight back and take us to a game 3. Let's just hope it's not quite as one-sided as that first game. Once again, I've been Everyday. With me is Yulwei. We'll be back very, very soon. Don't go anywhere, guys. Welcome back, everybody, for Game 2 now of FTV taking on EVOS. Now, there's not much to say about Game 1. It kind of went exactly as most FTV games do. Except they had a decent first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then EVOS did EVOS things and ran them over. What would you like to see FTV change, other than who's playing, to get back into this one?
Well, honestly, not that much. Just try again. I like the approach to the game. I like the Senna last pick into Braum. I think that was a very interesting idea. And win or lose is not that important for FTV. It's more about practicing comms. It's more about getting to see what your plays are best at. Froggy's in, so here we go. Game 2 can be more exciting. Please bring me my 1 and 2 prediction, Froggy.
No, come on, EVOS. Give me my 2-0 prediction. I need to finally beat Yulwei in another week. He's been clobbering me. Except I don't think it's possible because I forgot to predict for yesterday. So I got 0 points. But let's think about this game, not our prediction game. Which, by the way, if you join our Discord, Lucian Elise being removed. This is all looking very much the same. What would you like to see now that FTV's on blue side as well? What first pick could they force?
Aphelios was the first pick last time. Aphelios' first pick is actually not something I would associate with FTV too much, because Police so far has not been that big on Aphelios. So they could go Callista first pick if they wanted to. They might not need to, though. So On could be another solid option. He looked decent in game 1. Didn't quite hit this mark. But set, of course, is open. And there, Diana Band Forced for Froggy opens up the set for Rika. That's actually a big win. It might also just be set support. We've seen so many set supports around the world, and Run Ground is honestly the best set support in the league. So give me that set support. Give me Callista set. I want to see it again.
I'd be totally down for that. And but one, shockingly enough, crazy scenes here. Looking at hovering Renekton. Why did they ban Mordekaiser against but one? Ban the Renekton. It's all he plays. But instead, EVOS will lock up.
Probably on their sheet because it's one of Heroes' crutch picks, right? So they're like, we play against EVOS, so we have to ban Mordekaiser. Never mind. We play against but one. Yeah, unfortunately, now we lost the ban. And come on, what was that? What was that about, EVOS? Why did you just hover Renekton, go over to Aphelios, and then pick Renekton anyway? Please.
I think they just wanted more time to think about it a little bit, and locking away the Aphelios does.
Think about Renekton, like you would ever pick something else for but one.
They wanted to think about where to pick the Renekton. God, you're so hard on them, Yulwei. You're so mean. Give them a break. It doesn't matter. But it is Aphelios and Renekton that are secured. A good start here for EVOS. Ooh, Callista Taric is the
so no set bot lane, unfortunately. But Taric is another cool champion. And Callista Taric is something that actually changes Callista scaling a lot. There's usually Callista scales decently well, but not compared to things like Aphelios. You always run into the problem of, Callista can deal damage, but Aphelios presses one button and he deals the same amount of damage that Callista needs 10 auto attacks for. So in almost any circumstances, the Aphelios will outdamage Callista late game. But against Taric, she got the time to get the spears up, to get the positioning. So I like this comp a lot. It's something we don't really see in VN too often. So it's very, very good to see FTV adapting to global meta. And this is looking like a power draft, honestly. Set first pick, Callista Taric. A lot of teams would love this first round. Very moldable as well. Very, very good team fighting from different angles. Good laning phase as well. I'd like to see. Froggy can honestly throw whatever he wants. We know he's a crazy player. So this is the kind of draft where you have a lot of leeway to go for whatever you would like to go for.
Yeah, could play that AP Shyvana mid lane, which he has played in games that mattered. And this is a game that doesn't matter. So
could also just go AP Shyvana jungle, honestly.
Yeah, you could. I mean, that's not even like weird in the VCS. We saw it in LEC, where people were very caught out. But in the VCS, we've known for weeks that AP Shyvana is a ridiculous champion. VCS setting the meta as always. But DivKid locking in, but of course not actually playing. Rek'Sai there for Sorn makes a lot of sense. And is Froggy just going to go in Azir? Oh, that's boring.
Interesting. But it makes a little bit of sense to practice this draft for FTV. They have to go to relegations. Oh, I like this more. A little bit more agency. Still quite nice in the late game, especially if you can rely on your top and bot lane for damage. So we have seen so much Sneaker this week. It's honestly very surprising. But she's now one of our highest priority mid laners, and Froggy will continue that trend. Another Nika pick here. And yes, let's go.
Wow.
My prediction game is on point today.
Wow, you are firing on all cylinders. Yulwei has the script.
Look at that.
What?
The AP Shyvana coming in. So, and that's actually a very good, easy comp to make AP Shyvana work here. You have a lot of kite. You have a lot of fight resets. So AP Shyvana can pick the moments she wants to get in, and there's not a lot that can threaten her early. Rexa is not strong enough to really invade her excessively, and Shyvana has a faster clear than Rexa and also more healthy clear. So, yeah, I think she has a free game here to scale up, and all the lanes shouldn't lose hard to EVOS.
It is into Braum,
So.
though. Braum can
Yeah, I
block
guess
the
that can be annoying, but she can also just use her jump to reposition and then avoid the Braum. So it's also into Karma. So it's actually not the nicest comp to play AP Shyvana into if you look at the poke potential, because they have a big shield and the Braum shield on top of that. So that's a little annoying, but AP Shyvana can still freely scale.
So let's have a look over at the other side for EVOS. I'm not super excited by this draft, honestly.
No, really not. What is this about? This is Divkid, please carry us.
Yeah, which, to be fair, he can do.
Yeah, he can.
Particularly on the Aphelios, he can absolutely put the whole damn world on his shoulders. But it didn't feel like you had to pick like a Karma.
No.
And there were other options that weren't Rek'Sai, and you could have played Hero, so you could not play Renekton top.
And I'm not the biggest fan of having all the X in the Divkid basket. I think he's a very good player, one of our best ADCs, and I think it's solid to build comps around him. But I would like double threat compositions with Divkid and Sorn on a carry. Because I think EVOS looks best when Sorn can set the pace of the game. And Rek'Sai might not be the correct champ for that. He has had legendary J4 performances. His Trundle has looked out of this world, so I would like to see Sorn on a better late game scaling champ where he can impact team fights, because so far his team fighting has been impeccable. Last game, just the Sejuani where he landed all the ultimates. So yeah, I don't think this is the way to go for EVOS. Also looking at playoffs, they should try to get the jungle advantage, because honestly, Sorn is in the discussion for best jungler. Heejin, Sorn, and Levi come to mind, and all three of them are close. So it's not Levi over everyone else this split.
No. Definitely not. I mean, for most of the split, it's been the two-horse conversation between Yijin and Levi, but Sorn definitely making a strong case for himself, and if EVOS finishes third, a lot of that will be because of Sorn. Divkid as well has had a fantastic split, but those two players have really shone for EVOS, and it's a big part of why suddenly they're looking at locking a playoff spot, and not just a playoff spot, the third spot, which we didn't think they'd be able to make.
If DR1 was not smurfing every single game, the MVP discussion would be wide open this season. Because you always kind of lean to the first place team because they have a ridiculous game advantage. They are super dominant, but you can't undersell Spawn in this team. I think he is super important for their success. So let's see what he can do on the Rek'Sai. If I had to take nameplates off this game, I would definitely favor FTV. I love their composition. I think it's very smart. They drafted in a way that I liked as well, with a very strong first side, and then shaping the composition in the second half with the picks that can work in multiple different ways. So I'm in love with the comp. I think they have definitely won draft and should be able to get off to a very good start here.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a matter of, are they going to be able to execute it, or will EVOS be able to use their star power? We do have the early invade here from EVOS moving in. This should just be a split map then, I think. Just play the vertical jungling. Don't think
interesting
that really
start
hurts
for
anyone. Kuriko.
Yeah, he's starting Wolves. And this is something some EU analysts have talked about, because you get level 2 very early on. It's quite easy to clear as well. So this is a start that is propped up here and there.
He's not even going to his blue buff.
No, he's straight up trying to invade. And Froggy has priority in level 1, so that is nice to see. He should be able to... Ooh, you have a fight in mid lane, though.
Sorn has gone over. They're going to try and stop this. What's the red buff at? Can he run away? No. It's not going to be in time. Oh, no, it will. The buff is dead. Unfortunate. This is a disaster for Kuriko. The stream, once again, just tanks in quality.
I'm a
sorry,
little bit
everyone.
surprised FTV didn't try to go for that a little bit more assertively. I think the top lane had priority. Rika could have come there for the rescue. Mid lane kind of had priority as well. Not inside track, so it would be a little bit difficult to get there before Parky gets there. But still, Froggy, level advantage, could have helped this jungler out a little bit more. I'm quite surprised. Now he's going to get 3 buffed. He needs to be able to contest Scuttle Crabs to keep even levels and CS. Usually, you just want to power farm on Shyvana. So this early start for E was very smart and very nice, and a very nice adaptation to stop the Shyvana from snowballing very early on. Oh no! No, take the Scuttle Crab. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing?
Whoa, yeah, this is... What is Kuriko doing early here? This is... a little bit of a disaster. What is happening?
I guess he can race for the bot side Scuttle Crab, but he's too far away right now. So, he's losing a lot of resources early on. I'm not the biggest fan with this path so far, and not the biggest fan with the whole approach for FTV to the jungle. I think they needed to assist them a little bit more.
I mean, Kuriko is down quite a bit now to a Rek'Sai on Shyvana. That can't really happen. This pick is already kind of failing.
Yeah, we have seen some AP Shyvanas be quiet in the early game, then get one big breakout fight where they get 2-3 Dark Harvest stacks and 2 kills, and suddenly she snowballs out of the world, out of control. So, Rika might die here.
Rika could definitely die, and there it is. The Crocodile will get the easy first blood. That shouldn't really be happening either.
Why didn't he try to flash on the turret? Interesting.
This is painful for FTV. This is where we see that you can have the best drafts, but sometimes your players matter just a lot more.
And Rika should be the better top laner between the two, so that's very disappointing. Rika has had a little bit of a resurgence on the second half of the split, where they also were able to take the victory over Cerberus. That actually propelled them to 7th place. So a little bit of an achievement for FTV, honestly, after a horrible start to the season.
Yeah.
So that's not a good sign. The matchup can be difficult, but he shouldn't die.
FTV, one of only 3 teams this split to take a game off gun. Let's have a look at what happened here.
It's true.
Well, just too early on that Haymaker.
Haymaker? Yeah. Oh. I think he could have flashed away here. I'm really not sure why he didn't. That was...
Had about a whole 5 seconds.
And honestly,
away from.
Yeah, I think he would have just survived, because but one, of course, has his flash available. Maybe that was the reasoning for Rico to say, okay, no, I don't want to trade flashes here. But what one would have, yeah. First of all, why not? Second of all, but one
is Rico just going to turn it around though?
Wow, top lane is a brawl, and it's extending and extending and extending. Oh no, someone is here. This might just be the end of the game through top lane.
Yeah, this is bad. This is level 6, and Kuriko was like, "Oh, I'm here. Oh, nope, no, I'm out of here." Rika now 0-2 on the set, and is But1 gonna get an MVP?
He's playing a very good game so far. Almost died. Wow, why are you not taking the minions? What is going on, FTV? Just smite the cannon, take the gold.
FTV has broken my color caster. I'd like. Who do I send the bill to for a new one?
I am really not sure what's going on. Kuriko is confusing me with his decisions in this game. I don't think he would die there. Zorn was still not level 6, but one had no ult available, and you still have flash. Isn't it worth it to get all the minions, experience, and of course, gold as well there in that situation? I think it is a very strange decision to just let the turret plates go down, let the minions go to waste, honestly.
Oh my. So, Sorn now coming in to steal the red buff once more. Kuriko still not level 6. Does not have access to the Dragon Form, but he gets the smite. Very well done. Puts him only 9 CS down.
Farm. Just ignore the lanes. Farm. Yeah. You need level 6.
Do the classic Shyvana thing. See.
Yeah.
Just buy mute all. See you in 40 minutes.
Indeed.
All he's got to do.
right now in the jungle, it's actually very easy to power farm. I've been playing a little bit of jungle, and if you just clear your camps on spawn, you get even CS to your solo lanes. So just go back to that style. Just farm your jungle all the time. Top lane is gone. Mid lane is kind of safe. Bot lane is still even. So you only really have to worry about top lane. You will call Rika or tell Rika, just hang in there. Don't die, please. I'll be there for you in a few minutes.
Well, we've gone to a pause here. That's unfortunate, as that means go back over to our cameras. Oh dear God, I've just hit a chord. Oh, what have I done?
Oh no!
Oh no, I've hit something. Are we okay? I think we've survived. Oh no, what's? We're okay.
I can still hear you.
It's okay. Nothing broke. Nothing broke.
Oh,
we're okay.
Never mind.
We're back in game anyway.
We're back in game.
Time to just figure things out for a second. You'll have to cover because I can't see the game right now. The stream can.
Oh, okay.
The stream can, but I can't.
Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, Rika tried to take another fight in the top side. Kurko is now finally level 6, and he might be strong enough to force a fight and maybe collect some souls. He is caught up in CS a little bit because he's still away one of the camps. Top side is still 8 CS available, so you can get up to 60, 8 minutes, like 30, 40, 60 CS is decent. Not super great, but it's decent for a jungler. So he is still in a pretty good position to scale up. FTV needs to staunch the bleeding in the top lane, though.
Okay, so things have... my computer is having a bit of an issue, right? Sorry for the noise, everyone. It shouldn't be affecting the output too much. Let me just give me a sec to fix it. The stream can still see the game, so...
Well, Kurko just got caught. Someone with a very, very nice... or actually preemptively used another kill. Oh, the first kill over to Son, very, very nice. He knew where Kurko was. Of course, he spotted him on the camp, and Son is in full control of the jungle. We'll get and now needs to flash away. Oh, very nice follow-up flash from run ground with his stun there.
Yeah,
and Police has all the speed.
Oh,
he fails the flash there.
Oh, that's a shame, but there is the Rift Herald secured here for Saul, and we might have to resync because my stream...
To clarify, he didn't fail the flash. He failed to jump over the wall, not the flash. I'm sorry.
I think we might be okay.
What are you at?
I'm at 9:45.
Oh, okay. I'm only like 3 seconds out of you. That's fine. I'll stop at 9.
So I'm at 53, 54, 55.
Wow. Now you are ahead.
Just reset your stream. We should be getting back to normal. Sorry about that, everyone. Something has gone on my end. Doesn't often happen, but has tonight. My fault.
So I'll stop for you at 10:20.
Okay. 6, 7.
Apologies.
8, 9, 20. Once again, sorry about that, everyone. That is the life of bootleg streamers. We are restreaming the Vietnamese live stream, just to explain for any new viewers. So, yeah, we have to make sure that our internet is synced up and all of that, which sometimes is a bit rough because we live in 2 of the worst internet countries on the planet. It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah,
but we do our best.
It is. So 10 minutes in, Evo is up to a great start once again. Almost 2k gold up now, which is a lot for 12 minutes. And Evo is actually one of the biggest improvements for Evos over the course of the season has been their early game. They are looking much more solid now. At the start of the season, they actually relied on Sorn to carry the early game. Whenever Sorn was having a little bit of a quieter game, Evos would just lose. That's not the case anymore, and that's a very good sign for playoffs, as Parky just dies.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
He's dead. Okay. Not even 100% sure what happened there.
He wanted to get in range for the platings and forgot about Froggy's ult.
Yeah.
A little bit unfortunate there.
Despite that, I mean, this is still really bad here for FTV. Yeah, Rika should... I mean, in very short trades, I think he wins. Once the Conquerors are stacked, We'll see But One coming out pretty.
I think it's very reliant on when But One uses his W. If But One ever starts a fight with W, like he did there, then it's actually very easy for Rika to win on set. Not on this item breakpoint, of course, because But One is just very far ahead. But on even items, it would be easy for set to win. As we look at this again, yeah, he's just invisible, of course, with the ultimate being cast. As you're disguised, you actually get a longer time longer invisibility time, so the enemy can't see the ultimate channel. And yeah, that caught Parky off guard. He goes down. It's not that big of a deal. They got the plates in the mid lane.
It's also still a 5k gold lead at 12 minutes. There's no sugarcoating it. This is it's not good.
It's a very big stomp. It's way more of a stomp than I anticipated it to be. EVO's looking good.
Yeah, EVO's looking very good. Kuriko, to be fair, made some unforced errors in the early game. Oh, but here we go. Speaking of EVO's looking good. Well, not so much an unforced error. That was more a bit forced, but it was traded back. So a 1-for-1 is pretty good for FTV. And they give priority over this dragon. So the tempo breaks just a moment.
Dragon, very important for Shyvana, and very easy to take as well. She gets 20% extra damage on dragon-like objectives. I'm not sure why it's worded like that, or something like dragon objectives, which, it's just a strange wording on the passive. But you still get 5 MR and armor for every single dragon you pick up, plus the 5 you get from the start. So it actually gets very tanky, and it works very well with Mountain Drakes, of course, because Mountain Drakes gives you more MR and armor on top of that. So it's a nice Drake to have for Shyvana. And we're moving into one of the, maybe even the best Rift for Shyvana as well. Or Rift doesn't really matter, but of course the Soul matters a lot, where that is a lot of burst damage from her E combined with the Infernal Soul. That is very dangerous to play against.
Absolutely. We go into another pause. I'm not going to risk moving anything on my desk just because last time it went really wrong. But there's not a huge amount of analysis to do here, is there? It is sort of just...
it's just a little bit of a stomp.
A stomp.
When we get back to the game picture, I wanted to look at the bot lane a little bit and see how the bot lane actually went. I think it was very quiet so far. We didn't really, the camera panned down there once or twice this game. A very actionless bot lane. So I want to see what actually happened, and we're back in game. Pauses are short today. That's
very short,
unusual, but very nice. Very nice to see.
I'm not complaining.
No,
for sure. Yeah, we do get straight back into the game, and let's have a look at that bot lane. It's EVO's
it's actually... Yeah, much more than it should be. This bot lane should not go EVOS's way. So police and one ground.
Here.
Oh, never mind.
Someone has to find a way out of this one, or they're just going to turn it straight around. There's Mr. Wiggly Arms with that
Kuriko, what was that?
Oh, Kuriko, that was a bit of an error. Uses the blast cone to dodge the Aphelios ult, but it won't dodge the Rek'Sai ult for obvious reasons. Here is the attempt
Froggy tries his best.
He's doing everything he can, but Div Kid's got 2, but one will get another. And it's a 3 for 0.
We might have a very early night today. Wow, this is turning into a really big storm. This is turning into GAM level of storm. EVOS is up 7k gold. Let's say 6k. After the start, it will be 7k. And I mean, honestly, FTV's composition is nice, but from 7k gold down, it's not going to do anything, especially without an advantage on Kalista.
Div Kid getting a little bit aggressive there for the tower. Has to get bailed out by B. That mid tower will stand.
How does that work? Can B actually block the rend damage?
No.
Looked like he could.
I don't think so. No, it didn't get popped. His shield didn't get popped.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Can, of course, block the Q, but not the rend damage. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's not a projectile. It's more of the projectile the other way around. So
yeah.
it's getting... Honestly, I'm really not sure about how rend actually works. What does Kalista do to pull the spear? No, I mean, not the technicalities.
Spooky. She uses spooky.
She's spooky.
Yeah, she uses her spooky.
So she's a mage, after all.
Ghost.
She's a ghost? I mean, Just because she's a ghost, she can't pull out spears from far away, right?
What do you mean? No, she's like she's. Look, the Shadow Isles lore is really cool, and Callista's a cool part of it.
Okay.
Hecarim betrayed her. That's why she's the spirit of vengeance. Because of Hecarim.
Okay. What did he do to her?
So basically, Callista was like a general. I don't remember what their country was called. It died. And Hecarim was like the cavalry master as but one, getting a good trade here on Darika. But
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's hence. And then they went to the Blessed Isles, which were what the Shadow Isles were before shit went bad. And I don't remember what the like reason was, but they like Hecarim like figured out that he could sacrifice people and get power, so he baited all of their armies there and then set them up to die.
Ooh.
Including Callista. So Hecarim got turned into Hecarim, and Callista became the spirit of vengeance. Yeah,
interesting.
Shadow Isle lore.
So even though they are both from the Shadow Isles, they actually hate each other. Or Callista hates.
They desperately want to kill each other. Yeah.
Oh,
well, they're not. Yeah, some of the Shadow Isles characters are like actually from the Shadow Isles. Others were involved with the Blessed Isles, which were the Shadow Isles before the Ruination. I think Thresh, for example, is actually from the Shadow Isles. Like he was actually born from the Ruination. Okay. But Callista and Hecarim are much older.
So, hear me out here. The most important question about all of this, why do you know that?
I'm not willing to answer that on stream.
Okay. Why do you know that lore? Okay.
I'll give you a hint. It's for the same reason that Spoods knows all that lore.
Okay.
But yeah, we can talk about that off stream. I like League's lore. League's lore's fun.
Yeah.
As someone will be taking this Infernal Drake, the first one to be secured. Infernal Soul.
I'm just always sad for Sona.
Yeah, her story is pretty sad.
Yeah, but before she could talk to the summoner, right? She says something like, "Are you the only one that's able to hear me?"
Only you can hear me.
No. Yeah. Now, what's going on now? Now no one can hear anymore.
Well, I think lore-wise,
so sad.
I think lore-wise she's still telepathic. But summoners don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Which is still my least favorite lore change ever. Bring back the Institute of War, bring back summoners. It was way more fun. I don't care that they want to go for grit, like actually like, oh, we can make a real story out of this. No, screw it. You could have dumb situations when it was the Institute of War.
Yeah, I think it makes sense overall. But yeah, for someone who lived through the days of being the summoner of the champs, it's always going to feel bad not be the summoner anymore. Okay, exactly. Another 30 seconds pause or something.
Yeah.
FTV has to figure out how to press that /FF. It's not easy to do.
They're calling in to say, can we surrender? Are we allowed? Because if you're tuning in and wondering why we're just talking about just bullshit, it's because there is nothing happening this game. There is nothing going on.
I mean, there was a lot happening for EVOS, but now it's over. So there's not going to be something happening for the next few minutes that is of interest, because all the fights... Okay, I'm going to lay out how this game is going to play out, okay? There's going to be a fight for the next dragon. EVOS is going to almost ace FTV. One will get away. I'm not sure who.
Probably
potentially, let's say Kuroko.
Okay.
Yeah, for like maybe police, maybe Kuroko, one of the two will get away. Then EVOS can snowball that into Baron. They will take 2 inhibitors, back off, get the soul, do the same again, and get the base. So we are looking at something like actually the dragon is gone, so ignore that. We might just look at them. Yeah, they might just go for the Baron instead, especially if they get to Boris. Right now far away. So red-white combination, of course, for Divkid could give them a very easy Baron access, but
potentially
right now it's green and blue is not great for Baron. So
bit of Selesnya, it's not bad. It's a good color combo, just not great for Baron.
Selesnya.
I played a fair bit of Selesnya.
That's a cool word. I have no idea what that means, but it's a cool word.
They're always named after things in the Magic world. For the record, when we're talking about the names for color combination, comes from Magic the Gathering. So like Boros is red-white because it's a guild on Ravnica that is red-white. Fun. Card games. I think it's, yeah. I haven't played Magic in a real.
Yeah, it seems to have a little bit of a resurgence right now, right?
Yeah, it does.
A lot of.
Speaking of resurgence, there's Thorn going in, but I don't think they're going to be able to find anything. But the teleport's been used.
The teleport! Look at that! FTV wants to fight.
They absolutely do, but the first E out of Kuroko will miss. This AB Shyvana completely disappointing. But Froggy goes in, gets the 2-man stun. Are they going to be able to find anything? Whatsoever, there's Cosmic Radiance. There's no damage being dealt.
But one approaching.
Will go on to Parquet. But one has arrived, as has the Aphelios ult. So far, it's a 2-for-1. Will EVOS find more? Will FTV potentially turn around anything at all? They do get a lot of damage onto B, but now But one is in the middle of the enemy team. They're going to be carving them up. And there it is, a triple kill.
No one is getting away. No.
We predicted one to get away. We were a bit too generous.
Yeah.
And it should be EVOS in the game.
That hurts my heart. Couldn't predict what was going to happen in the team fight. So it's just a 5-for-1, which is even better. And they might just go into Baron afterwards anyway. So, he has red guns. He needs to... Oh, never mind. He was trying to finish.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit bored as well. But no, I think they
they won't be early night.
Figure it out. They're going to back off.
Yeah, that was
Kuroko has oh, that's not Kuroko. That is Parquet.
Okay, yeah. Of course.
As he has arrived. I was very confused there. Does get the ult and the shutdown onto But one. They're actually going to get a few kills on the way out. Froggy, once again, proving to be the shining light of FTV.
Yeah, Froggy's a good player. I want to see Froggy on a good team as well.
Yeah, someone needs to pick Froggy up.
I mean, honestly, there are some solid players on FTV. I think they could make a good roster if they found some more solid top side players, especially top and jungle are a big problem most of the time, and they need
just by the way.
Yeah, maybe. Swan is still here.
It's 5v3.
Swan is still here.
He's burrowing in, and it's his Q-in here for FTV. Rika took Swan out of the pit and murdered him. Oh, here we go.
Fighting chance? Maybe not. It's still 6-12. It's still almost 10k gold down. So at least they extend the game a little bit. So now it's all about soul for EVOS.
Is that something we want?
We might not want that, but they want that.
When else do I get a chance to talk shit?
I just want to see.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, to answer your question, Magic's seeing a resurgence because they finally released a good online version.
Oh, makes sense.
So you don't have to spend like $500 to get one good deck because it's cardboard crack.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense to me. Oh, Kuroko. Oh, no.
Oh,
Dragon against
Kuroko.
Alligator.
Kuroko kind of started that fight, but I don't think he wants it. He's walking away now.
He's not an alligator. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Biological facts.
Bit of an insult. There is the Drake secured. Again, Froggy doing his best impression to try and get something going. The Cosmic Radiance lands on all 5, but they can't do anything with it. Kuroko will go into dragon form, and that is an absolutely pitiful bomb being thrown. Rika going low. There's already 2 kills here for DivKid.
DivKid? Oh, no.
Can DivKid fire forward? No, he's completely dead. This is actually turning a little bit. There's not that much damage left in the tank here for EVOS.
Hop.
But one chased the clone. Good decision there. And it is, in the end, 3-for-2 in the favor of EVOS. Closer than it should be.
So FTV suddenly decided to play the game after
they lost
after already losing the game early on. So that's a little unfortunate. With all these teamfights being super close, imagine this game not being at an almost 10k gold disadvantage for FTV. They would have actually won. So that's just very unfortunate. But I guess they still have a little bit of a life in them. Kuroko does not get the steal. And once again, a very nice flank for Froggy. He does only get on B this time, though. The Cosmic Radiance looks shiny, but doesn't really do anything, as you said before. A little bit of pitiful damage for Kuroko. He needs more items. He needs more stacks. But that actually dealt a lot. And Air Police gets the very nice snipe with the QE. But overall, it's still a one-team fight for EVOS. FTV fought back. They have a lot of damage from range, especially. So I guess they get some kills here and there, but it's not quite enough. And EVOS is one Drake away from Seoul.
It would be a colossal throw for EVOS to lose this game. And believe you me, we cast the VCS. We've seen some throws. We've seen some big boy throws, but I don't think we've ever seen one quite this big of what it would be required to get FTV to take us to game 3. So we just have to see how EVOS will close it out. I think they'll sort of tighten up their play now. They've lost, they've lost or been very close to losing a few team fights now. So I think they'll just tighten it up and say, all right, let's just take this a bit seriously. Just win. So we can go home.
So there are 2 items build I want to shout out just because they are strange. First off, this Karma build, to use a term that has emerged in the EU a lot. This is the most cocktail build I've ever seen. What is going on there? You have GLP for utility, then you have percentage penetration with no AP to back it, and then also a supportive item that support the aspects of your kids that don't rely on damage. So I'm really not sure what Parker's thought process was. Usually just want to go for high AP. It's this build is
it's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. And then also DivKit builds. This has emerged a little bit more for Aphelios players. Just go full attack speed and no cooldown reduction anymore. It gives them a little bit more damage in early team fights if you don't rely on your abilities. And of course, the abilities all got nerfed more and more, while the auto attacks are still full force for this champion. So kind of makes sense that the shift goes over to this build a little bit more. I think we'll see this particular build on 10.6 a lot more. So something a little bit of a teaser for the things to come for the next patch.
Yep. The Kuroko clone goes in, sprinting in. Kind of looks like how Kuroko's been playing this game. But it is still just wave clear, wave clear, wave clear. FTV just trying to hunker down in the base, and EVOS trying to find a crack to exploit. God, I think we're trying to have them find a crack to exploit as well.
Look at the shield on DivKit. Severum shield plus Karma shield. That's 1,000 almost. Easy. Wow. He's actually now a tanky boy, and that's not happening for Aphelios often. So wow, he can now frontline. I want to see DivKit just run into 5 members, propped up by Parquet, and also by maybe protected by B a little bit more. That would be fun to see. Maybe you can see another 200 years of experience moment here.
I don't want to see more of that. But we do have the swing coming back. Is the worm turning as FTV have opened up the mid lane? They get on the structure board. They get their second tower. It's happening.
Yeah.
Totally.
3 items built for their carries, and 2.5 for their AP Shyvana. So, I mean, if E was misplaced, there's a way to win. They now at least have a little bit of damage behind them. It's still heavily favored for EVOS. EVOS is heavily favored to win team fights, I should say. Yeah. So, 4 items on Aphelios, 3 weird items on Parquet, but it's still 3 items. They still give AP, so I guess they work.
On the map.
Yep, indeed.
They might trade it for Baron. I think they're going to try and trade it for Baron, and I don't think EVOS is going to let them. EVOS is just going to try and take the fight to win the game. But one, though, is taking the dragon, so this is actually kind of smart.
That's a very smart decision.
Maybe not necessary in this game, but just to say, we're going to distract you enough that you can't take the Baron while our top laner gets the Infernal Soul and then TPs in. It's on 6,500 health. This actually needs to hurry up. I'd love to see what the dragon health is at, because Sorn is now in the pit. There's the Infernal Soul being secured. The Baron does go over
Froggy?
to FTV. Froggy tries to do as much as he can, but can't quite get there. Sorn tunneling out. Big shield for Rika.
Gradients.
It's all the damage. It's not going to do much. Oh, the Aphelios.
DivKit.
That's really important. He's charging forward. Those should be able to find the last shot onto Rika. There it is on the other side. But one is charging and he's slicing. He's dicing. He's cutting them to shreds. As FTV is just getting absolutely
the police is hopping, but it's not doing any damage.
There it is. The ace. Please say it's the game.
Yeah, it
is. It's so over. EVOS with a dominant 2-0 over FTV. We expected them to win this pretty easily. Don't think we quite expected it to be this easy.
No. Oh, absolutely not. And EVOS has been one of the teams that has been struggling to get 2-0s at all against any team. Like they have played so many games. Their games, I loved you, Divkid. That was so cool. I had no idea Felius could do that. That actually looked
I was doing production and missed
it. He was turning around and having a little bit of a spin for himself there. But yeah, EVOS looking better and better. 2-0. Really improved their game score. Honestly, the game score is still pretty bad for a 7 and 6 team, so they need to get another 2-0 in to really secure the third place position. But they've almost secured playoffs now. They are very close, on the brink of closing down that spot. They have to play against DBL and Cerberus next week, so it's all in their hands. They don't have a gun match. It's very close.
Very, very likely. Mathematically, no, Absolutely. They haven't locked it away, but if you're an EVOS fan, you're looking pretty damn confident that you're having a postseason. So
that's a very good sign, because they have struggled to make playoffs for the last few seasons. It's a very big disappointment, because EVOS is one of the biggest orgs. They've won the VCS before, and ever since then they have struggled to make an impact. So it's exciting times for them. They are looking at a very bright future.
Absolutely, but we do need to pick an MVP for that second game.
Oh, that's not easy.
I mean, But1 got the ball rolling, but and he had a really big impact on that croc overall.
Yeah.
Was it enough?
Very good game. I think But1, Swan, and Divkid are the candidates here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Divkid had a lot of kills and dealt a lot of damage, but I think the
game was already over by the time he started doing anything.
I mean, he uses auto attacks well. He's a very solid teamfight ADC, but I'm not sure if
he was MVP this time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. So, But1 or Swan? I think it's But1.
I'm leaning towards But1. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. He's not my favorite player by any means, but I have to be fair here, and I think he played a great Renekton game. Yep. Got the solo kill, turned around with the help of his jungler, and also had a very good flank positioning on almost all the team fights. Caught out Froggy, caught out the other members, police namely as well. So yeah, great, so great performance.
Yeah, we'll lock that one in. EVOS looking very, very good going into the dying moments of this VCS split. But that'll be it for Series 1. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We will be back in not too long for Flash taking on VGA. Another fun series, we'll put it that way. It does still kind of matter for Flash. They're pretty much locked in for playoffs, but I think mathematically,
if they win this next series, they are locked for second place. So it's actually very important.
Pretty big for Flash. But so you won't want to go anywhere. You won't want to miss that one. We'll be back. It's probably going to be about half an hour or so. There'll be a timer on screen as soon as we have it. The stream will turn off for a little bit, though. We'll be back in plenty of time. Don't you worry. We hope to see you here again. Once again, I've been every day. With me has been Yulwei. Please scroll down below the stream.
Thanks for joining us.
Plenty of ways to join our community as well. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.